That's a beautiful question. I come from Kenya. I come from Bungoma County. I live in a place called Webuye. It's on the southern side of Kitale, on your way to Kitale. I live in a flat with my family members. That's my father, my mother, my sisters and brothers. I also have siblings, and it's a beautiful home. And I love spending time with my family. And whenever we are at home, we usually have supper together, breakfast together, whereby we engage with our parents on the things that we plan to do in the future, things to do with projects. We talk about school, we talk about our achievements in the workplace and what we intend to do in the future. It is a beautiful place, it's a beautiful town, it's a beautiful home, and I really love spending time with them because it makes me feel welcomed, it makes me feel at home, and it's actually my social space where sometimes when there are things I can't talk with my friends, but I can actually talk with my family. So I feel like I'm lucky, and it's a good place to be. Thank you. My favorite room, I have two favorite room. My first favorite room, that will be the living room, because it's in the living room whereby we come together as a family. Whenever there's something that we need to discuss with my parents or my brothers, this is the place where we sit together and we air out our views about any project that we intend to do. It's also in the same living room that I actually watch news, just to be updated on the current affairs in the country. And I also am a fan of CNN, BBC. I also want to see what is happening in the world. My second favorite room, we have a small gym in our home. I'm a sports person and I really enjoy and I love working out. So whenever I'm free, I jump into the gym, and there is where now I engage my muscles. I'm working out. If it's chest day, it's arm day or leg day, I do a couple of movements. If it's leg day, I focus on squats, walking lunges, and leg extensions. And also just to target my hamstrings, I end up doing some lying leg curls and stiff leg deadlifts. Now that's a good one. The living room, it's painted in purple. We have some leather seats, L seaters. They're shaped like an L. Then we have two glass tables in the middle and a television, a 62-inch television at the center of the living room. And at the corner, we have a small pot that my father actually enjoys sitting by that side because it's close to the window. And the pot, he usually places there cold and some cold water. I don't know why, because there's a fridge in the home, but he tends to prefer to drink water from that pot. And also, for the other room, the gym, is where now we come together, and whenever you want to work out, you can jump in. It has a couple of machines. There's a flat bench. It's painted in blue. We have a flat bench. We have a pull up machine. We also have a leg extension machine, and of course there are some uh, tiles on the floor, and they are coated with rubber coatings. I will definitely want to improve the size of the window. I feel like they're too small, and I will try to make them big to improve the lighting in the living room. And also, I will definitely want to increase the size of the gym. The way it was structured, it's a bit small, and when you're training there, two people, three people, it gets a bit stuffy. So I'll definitely want to increase on that in terms of size, and of course also the television. I would prefer something big like a 72-inch television. That's a very beautiful question. I'm actually a fan of movies and watching films. Recently, I finished a film called Prison Break, and it was a beautiful film. It was a beautiful movie. I love the storyline, the way everything is planned from the time Michael Scofield got in prison to rescue his brother, and the time he he rescued his brother from prison, that is Fox River. It's really amazing. And the storyline, when you follow the storyline, you realize that Michael Scofield is someone who is looking for justice, and he feels like the state or the government is not going to give him justice, and he decides to now take action in his own hands and rescue his brother from prison. So Michael Scofield strikes me as somebody who is who is just and who wants justice for his brother, because he knows his brother was put in prison for a crime that he did not actually commit. So I really enjoy watching films, and I've watched plenty of films, but that is among the best that I really enjoyed. I'm a huge fan of action movies, like Jack Reacher. Like Reacher is a movie I really like because this guy is huge, and the way he's punching people, it really gets my nerve. And also, I prefer watching ancient movies like Vikings, Last Kingdom, because of the setting and also the language that they use to communicate, the vocabularies they use. I feel like when you listen to these movies, they can really help you and boost your English and help you understand English better and even communicate better. Now that's a good question. When I was growing up, I remember my parents were very hard on me. They were very harsh on me. I could not watch television that much because they used to tell us that us growing up, we have to read, we have to focus on books. And whenever we came from school and we wanted to watch cartoon, I remember Samurai Jack. At that time, it was the most trending television station. I mean, in the television. And whenever we went to watch Samurai Jack, our parents could really punish us because they told us that at this age you're supposed to focus more on books. So I didn't enjoy that much watching television, but I remember I used to sneak at night when they were sleeping and watch a couple of cartoons, then go back to sleep. Yes, we do watch foreign films and channels, but they're not as popular as compared to the local channels. I feel because most of the people in the country, they prefer listening to radios than watching televisions because radios are cheap and they can easily afford them. But televisions is for the average and the ones above average. But most people usually listen to radios and not watch foreign films or foreign channels. But the few, some of them watch the foreign channels. Like personally, I do. If you look at the channels that we watch here, things like BBC, CNN, Telemundo, these are among the channels that I usually subscribe to just to understand what is beyond Kenya, what is outside there. Okay, the way I'll greet someone is I'll greet them with decorum and respect, because in our culture, visitors are a sign of blessing. So I have to take it with a lot of seriousness. When it depends on the time of the day that they are coming to visit. If it's in the morning, of course, I'll say good morning or habari ya asubuhi. That's how we usually pronounce it in Kiswahili. Or if it's in the afternoon, I'll say just normal English. Good afternoon, how are you doing? How can I assist you? Welcome to my home. Or karibu nyumbani kwangu. Then if it's in the evening, I'll greet them habari ya jioni, karibu kwangu. You know, so that is how we communicate in our country in Swahili, and of course it has to be with a lot of respect, a lot of decorum, because these are visitors and you're welcoming them to your home. You don't know what they are bringing, or you never know, so you have to treat them with a lot of respect. Absolutely not. The way I'll greet an old friend, it's very different from the way I'll greet a stranger, because an old friend is someone I've seen before, is someone I'm used to seeing, is someone we've communicated, we've related, we've connected, we know each other, we have a chemistry, we connect. But a stranger is someone I'm seeing for the first time. I'll want to be cautious about the stranger. You never know who is approaching you, so I will not greet them the same way. For a stranger, I'll greet, yes, but I'll do it with a lot of caution, with a lot of respect, because I'm watching this person. He or she might be up to something, so I have to be very careful with that. But an old friend, we are used. In fact, I'll even crack a joke before I even greet him or her. I am a sports person. I love going to the gym, so I meet new people mostly in the gym is where we make friends because people approach me. They want me to draft for them training programs. They want me to guide them how to train, the technique and the form they're using, and how much weight they're supposed to use, and how much they want to keep on adjusting. I also meet new friends in summits because I'm a nurse, and sometimes we have these conferences whereby we come and present on mortality and what have you, infection prevention, and the things that we need to do to protect our patients. So, in these occasions, conferences, I also have the chance to meet new nurses, talk with doctors, clinical officers, medics, and even pharmacists, where we engage our thoughts and reasoning together to come up with solutions to help our patients. And even on my way home, rarely, but sometimes you can meet someone on the way home. Maybe someone who's looking for direction and the person is lost. You can help them, and that's how you connect. Absolutely, yes. First impression really matters because you're meeting someone for the first time. You have to present a picture that whenever they talk about you, that picture comes in mind. So they talk to you in reference with how they saw you at the first time. So if you're going for a job interview, literal job interview, and you're poorly dressed, you know, the way you have dressed does not match the occasion, you are likely to be denied the job because your first impression did not impress the employer. So you have to dress for the occasion because first impression matters a lot, and people are going to use the first impression to judge you, to judge your attitude, to judge the way you present yourself. So yes, to me, the first impression, it really matters a lot. 100% it does. So recently, actually last year, the end of 2024, we planned a trip with my friend. We went to Masai Mara National Park, where we went there to see wild animals and just to loosen up a bit from work because it's been a while since we took a break. So we went there to see wild animals, and while we were there, the site was really beautiful. We were able to see amazing animals that actually I never thought that I would see face to face. We were able to see lions in a free range, not actually in a park, but in a free range as they were hunting zebras and wild beasts. We were able to see giraffes, crocodiles, cheetahs, buffaloes, and many, many more animals, monkeys, gorillas. We all saw them there in Masai Mara. Now, the reason why we decided to take this break is because we wanted just to loosen off a little bit from work. Free time just to catch up, to talk, and to get to know each other even more better. And it was fun because after the trip, we were able to go to a hotel and enjoy a meal that I've never really enjoyed. I remember this is the first time that I actually ate a seafood. They served us lobster with a bit of shrimp, and I really enjoyed it a lot. It was nice. It was the first time, and it was really nice trying something new that I haven't tried before. And also the break, it felt like I really needed it because it's been a while, almost six years that I took such a break. If I was given a chance to travel anywhere in the world, I think that place would be I'll want to go to China. I'll want to go to the Great Wall of China. I believe it's a historical site in the ancient world or ancient China. It was used as it was separated between China and the other side because of the war during those time. And also the second place I would definitely want to visit, I would say the pyramids of in Egypt. They are I think they're over a century old, so many years ago. I want to go and see these pyramids because I believe up to now no one understands the materials that were used to build those pyramids in Egypt. They don't understand the people who build those pyramids. They actually believe they were built by giants. I mean, can you believe that? That those pyramids were built by giants? I mean, it's a mystery. It's a mystery that I really want to go and just see it, if touch it, and just feel it. Okay, in my opinion and view, I think people like traveling alone for many reasons, but one of those reasons that I think people tend to travel alone is because they want to have their personal time. They want to take that time to clear their heads, wrap their heads around something, come up with solution to something. They just want to relax and just get away from the world, get away from people, and find solutions to their own. Maybe some people, and also some people, they just don't like being around people. They they like living in solitude. Like personally, for me, I love being alone. I love being alone and doing my things alone. I like that solitary lifestyle whereby I can figure out things clearly. I can see things clearly without any distraction, without anybody bothering me. So I feel there are many reasons why someone would want to travel alone, but those are just some of the reasons that I feel are important as to why someone might want to be alone for or travel alone. Yes, absolutely. Yes, in my view, I would say transport has changed a lot in the last decade, especially here in my country, Kenya, because in the last decade, planes, air transport was not as common as it is now. It is not that much common, yes, but at least we are seeing more people subscribing to air transport. We are seeing more people going with trains, from Mombasa to Nairobi. It's called the Standard Gauge Railway here in Kenya. They are now embracing railway transport. They are embracing air transport, and also the use of private cars. Before that, there were no private cars. Most people used to just do public means of transport, buses and matatus. But now people can now afford to buy cars, and I believe it's because now cars are cheap and people are able to afford these cars, and most people are now subscribing to private cars. They're using planes, they're using railways, and also water transport. In Mombasa, it has now gone up. People are now using water transport. Traveling changes people in many ways. Firstly, it changes the mindset of someone, because someone is traveling from, let's say, from Kenya to Egypt. Along the way from Kenya to Egypt, now when they travel to Egypt, they're going to see the lifestyle that the Egyptians are living, the dresses they are putting on, the infrastructure, and they'll compare that with the places they're coming from. So that will change their mindset. It will improve the way they think, the things they also want in life. Two, I also feel like traveling will has an impact in someone's culture. You realize when I travel from Kenya and I go to China, I see the Chinese are dressing, and if I like their fashion, that will have an impact in the way I also dress. I also want to dress like Chinese. So traveling will definitely impact the culture of someone, the way they dress, and also the way they reason. And also when someone travels from point A to point B, they interact with people. It actually widens their social space. The way they interact with people, it improves their social circle. So I believe this is how traveling can really change someone in those three ways. Modern travels or modern transport, like use of planes, water transport, vehicles, private cars, it is good, but it also comes with a lot of disadvantages and a lot of risk. Like, for example, here in Kenya, we are having an increase in road accidents. These are modern ways of transport. We are having a lot of road accidents on a daily basis because of reckless driving, poor driving, and also sometimes poor roads. So I believe that modern transport is good, yes, but there are some disadvantages that it comes with. We'll have the accidents are fatal that leads to loss of life, but this can be prevented with proper infrastructure, proper road signs, and also if we can minimize the corruption in our roads, that if somebody breaks a traffic rule, they're supposed to be penalized, then I believe we can reduce the number of road accidents in our roads.